Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic. What trend did you follow as a kid that makes you cringe now? You guys remember in the early mid-2000s when we all had graphic tees with stick figures that said sarcastic things? Yeah. I was hoping you guys forgot. I had a shirt that said, "You laugh because I'm different, I laugh because you're all the same." The irony here is that I was still trying to fit in with the alternative kids and the shirt was part of the uniform. I had one that said, "Zombies eat brains. You are safe." IRT's kids have you beat with no rules shirts with hardcore Rottweilers flexing their muscles and ghetto versions of Looney Tunes character shirts. Oh yeah. The classic "If you see the police, warn a brother" with the WB logo. Prob still have them on the boardwalks down the shore. I used to wear those black button-down shirts with fire at the bottom, like the kind Guy Fieri wears. I don't know if it was an actual trend or not, but it still makes me cringe. You were in Flav Auto and didn't even know it. The obnoxious kid in our homeroom wore those. He also had red spiked hair. Did he also wear a chain necklace with a dragon pendant? Or was that just me? Neon fishnet fingerless gloves. Mom told me I'd be embarrassed about in the future. Mom was right. Edit, this blew up more than I expected. I feel like we're all chatting in a bar somewhere and I love it. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. How can we save our own kids from the embarrassment? No, wait, why would we try? We can harness that embarrassment later. The important thing is to make sure they know that they are going to be embarrassed about it, without actually dissuading them from doing it. That way it's embarrassing, but also you get the "I told you so." Totally. My mom would often take pictures and say, "Oh, you're going to love this picture when you're 30. Being mean to the slightly annoying kid just trying to fit in. / Oof. I remember being slightly mean to another kid for that reason. He was also in my Boy Scout troop, where we got along fine because it wasn't school. One day him and his father got in a car crash and he didn't make it. It was the first funeral I ever attended and I cried hard. I talked to his dad years later and he was still a shell of a man. Try not to make life hard for each other is what I learned. It's too short. It's almost as if he's annoying cause he's frustrated that no one wants him. Source, I was that kid. I was that kid until I would just make an ass out of myself in class to get cheap laughs. All of a sudden girls are sitting next to me. Ha ha, kill me fam. In my day, we put as much gel in our hair as we could and angled it up like a ski slope. Hair was solid as a rock. I didn't really understand this at first, so I just put a bunch of gel in my hair but didn't do the ski slope or other styling. It was just a normal rounded haircut that I'm pretty sure would also count as a bicycle helmet. Those nylon breakdancing pants with all the zippers. Those zippers hurt. Now where did I leave my keys? Pats myself down. Parachute pants, purchased a pair at Chess King when I was 13. I honest to God had a mullet and I wore cut-off tank tops. My little brother is in high school, and this is making a weird comeback. Maybe it's because we live in a semi-rural area. But he and his buddies all look like these weird fucking hillbilly clones. Mullets, cut-off tanks, athletic shorts, and boots. They also pine over classic Camaros and El Camios. Hey, nothing against classic Camaros, they're beautiful. Buying and trading silly bads. There was an elementary school black market for literal rubber bands. I was a kingpin when it came to silly bands. I lived right across the street from convenience store. Were you one of those kids who had their entire arm covered in silly bads? They flexed hard. Wearing skirts over jeans. I just had to shout that memory out of my head. After I stopped with the jeans, I did the leggings with the denim skirt combo. Oh yeah, I definitely did that in middle school, along with those plastic bracelets that were supposed to signify how far you'd gone with someone, as if anyone was getting laid in 7th grade lol. Fucking perms and sun-in that I put in my red hair that made it a crazy orange color. As a male, I did sun-in, and then just peroxide on my short dark brown hair. Turned out way better than when I got professional highlights and everyone called me Patches for a semester. I'm really sorry I laughed, but this made me feel so much better. I asked my mom when I was an adult why in the world did she let me do that to my hair, and she said, "Well, you wanted to." I cringe when I look at pics from that age. I bought into the classic IoT's trends that immediately come to mind. The butterfly clips, frosted lips and eyes, platform shoes, all very Spice Girls. I am having to relive it because my 12-year-old is now into the same things. Except instead of pulling back strands of hair with butterfly clips, she's clipping them haphazardly throughout her entire mane. I cannot wait for the trend to die. I cannot wait for the trend to die. Is that what you want? What you really, really want? Edit, ooh. Gold. And this is the comment that pushed me over 100 Kelvin comment karma. Cheers. Scary Spice was always my favorite. Oh my god, I spent hours practicing butterfly clip styles. So much separating with a fine-tooth comb, zigzag parts. And twisting, and getting the little front daggly bits just right. How does the back of my head look? Whatever, it's probably fine. Do you remember the little springs with gems on either end? Those were fun to throw the mix, too. I had a long belt that hung down over my crotch like an elephant trunk. Also wore gym shorts under my jeans for pick-up games even though I only ever played 3v3 with my friends on the weekend lol. LOL, I remember that trend with the belt. We had a rule in my middle school that our belts had to be the proper length and I once got in trouble for having a belt hang down. I remember the movie You Got Served came out. I watched it once and thought it was cool and would say you got served to people. Shit makes me cringe but smile at how much a dork I am. Not so bad if you were waitstaff at an Applebee's or something. Or a judge after telling a person how much time they have to serve. Bowl cuts. There was definitely a bowl cut hierarchy going on in my middle school. I remember Mike had like the Mercedes of bowl cuts. Meanwhile I was sporty the Ford Focus, /. He had the fine porcelain bowl and you had the plastic Tupperware. The emo / scene trend of the early 2000s. I was in high school, I'm black, female, and wearing band t-shirts, going to tiny, packed concerts, jumping around in the mosh pit and meeting band members made me feel unique. I even met Brendan Urie when he was a baby-faced 18-year-old on their first big tour with Fall Out Boy and felt really cool talking about it after they blew up. I remember taking emo pictures of myself with my flip phone and putting them on MySpace. I even titled them Emo Pics of Me. Edit, a word. Edit 2, I appreciate all the love, y'all. I was far from ever being cool, still am not remotely cool, but definitely grew out of the music and so-called lifestyle. Edit 3, I have never had so many replies. I am in the middle of a big move but I promise you, fellow emo kids, I'll read them all. I know we're all adults now, but I am still so jealous that you met Brendan Urie. I still listen to Panic and MCR on the daily. I skipped my prom to see MCR live and wanted to badly to meet the band and use those pictures as my senior prom Facebook photo album, but they never came out. If it makes you feel any better, he was so overwhelmed with attention from underage girls that he didn't know how to do the selfie thing with them, plus they were mostly shitty digital and disposable cameras, so we were all just paparazzi and so I managed to snap a picture of him on my disposable camera that I then developed and put into my binder at school. I wish I could find it. I even titled them Emo Pics of Me. Boys. Now that we're adults, all of our emo is on the inside. Late IoTs when everything had stripes on the side. Shirts, jeans. Yeah, that and the ball chain necklace. I had not one, but two ball chain necklaces of different diameters and a large ball chain wallet which I was made to throw out prior to entering a Blink-182 concert. Yep. I remember after a Blink-182 concert the kids were absolutely raiding the trash cans. There was some crazy shit in there. I got a butterfly knife. In 8th grade to sophomore year the emo and scene queen phase was huge. I was that wannabe emo girl who had to shop at Kohl's. Edit, I've loved all of these stories. You guys are too funny. I'm so glad I found the wants to be emo but my mom won't take me to the male community. The Avril Lavigne clothing line at Kohl's. Because same. ETA, y'all the Abby Dawn stories alive and well. Memory lane. I had a white, but like, partially see-through shirt from that line and my mom always called it my skin disease shirt and made me wear a cami under. Nothing said suave like a popped collar on a Ralph Lauren polo shirt. You mean you only had one collar? All the cool kids I knew wore at least 2 polos. The coolest wore 3, usually hot pink, neon green, and electric blue. They've got so many popped collars they look like the Cabbage Patch Kids logo. For me, JNCOs. I wanted a chain wallet, but my mom wouldn't let me have one. I now understand why. I was only allowed to get the Sears knockoff JNCO jeans, when all of my friends were wearing real ones, so, yeah, it wasn't great. Edit another comment just reminded me that what I had was in fact utility brand JNCO knockoffs from Target. I was never allowed to have a pair, something that pissed me off as a 12-year-old in 1998. Now I know that my mother had my best interests at heart. I had knockoff, of the knockoff ones. They were Paco.